friends, I'm Narendra Verma once again before you. So as you know very well that we have started new chapter in business studies, that is planning for class 12 CBSE syllabus, and last time we discussed the meaning, definition and features of planning, and in today's session we are going to cover the importance of planning, or you can call it significance of planning. Why there is a need to do planning, why planning should be done. So today we are going to find the answer to all such questions, right? So without wasting much time, let's start there. So these are the points of importance of planning. You can have a look. The very first is planning provides directions. Second is planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Planning promotes innovative ideas. Planning establishes standards for controlling. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities, and planning facilitates decision making, right? Okay, so in your book you may be finding a different sequence of all these points. I have written these points in a certain sequence. Why? Because I have prepared a code to remember all these. As you know very well that every time I just give you a unique code so that you can remember it for a longer period altogether, right? So today's code is doctor is on duty. You'll have to imagine that there is some doctor who is busy in his duties. He's performing all the duties, being present, right? Okay, so doctor is on duty. Okay. So let's understand here. This D stands for directions, R stands for risk, I stands for innovative, S stands for standards, O stands for overlapping, and D stands for decision making, right? So by the code doctor is on duty, you can remember all these points all together. Okay, now let's move further. Let's understand all these points of importance one by one. So the first point for importance of planning is planning provides directions. Let's understand the meaning of direction. You know very well, direction means in which way the entire organization is supposed to move. And when we say the entire organization, it includes all the employees and as well as all the activities of the organization. So in which direction these are supposed to go, and that is decided by planning. Actually what happens in planning, all the goals and objectives are set, right? Okay, and these goals and objectives, as I told you earlier, that there are few specific goals and there are few general goals. Okay, specific goals are supposed to be achieved in a shorter time, in a shorter period, okay, in comparison to general goals. Okay, so these goals, or we call them objectives, so these goals or objectives work as guide for the organization or for the employees who are working in the organization, right? Okay, these goals and objectives guide them. Okay, because when the planning is done in an organization, then all the employees know what target the organization is going to achieve, and they know what is their role in that, what is their duty, what they are supposed to do, what is their task, what is expected from those. Okay, so everyone is clear about his or her duties. Okay, and these things give a particular person a particular directions. They do not get confused. Okay, in the absence of planning, what happens? The employees will get confused. Okay, so many employees are working in the organization and they may be working in the different directions. So in that way, what will happen? However, the hard-working employees the organization has, but still it is not achieving its target in time. Why? Because they are not focusing on planning. Okay, they have resources, whether it is human resource or other physical resources. Okay, even then if they are not going to achieve their target, it means there is the drawback in the planning. They did not do planning pretty well, right? So that is why planning is important, because planning gives direction. Okay, I just give one example for that. So this is the example. There is the one organization, company A, another is the company B. company is following planning, company B is not following planning at all. Earlier they had turnover 8 crore and profit 1.5 crore, and this year they have planned that the turnover has to be 10 crore and profit should be 2 crore, right? Okay, but here earlier turnover was 9.9 crore, profit was there 1.9 crore, and there was no planning. Fine. Now, when they did planning, then all the activities were planned focusing this target of profit and this target of turnover. Okay, they planned their marketing activities, they just sorted out all the problems, they recruited the people, gave them training, okay, they just ran the campaign, everything they did just to achieve this target. And what was the result at the end of the year? The turnover increased to 11.2 crore and profit increased to 2.5 crore. It means they have achieved their target, right? That is what the result of planning. But here, let's see what happened. The result is turnover 10 crore, profit is 2 crore. Okay, now the management is asking question to the employees that why it is so, why we are having this much slow growth. We should have got at least 10% increasement in the growth. Okay, now the employees are questioning, sir, how you can say that it should have increased by 10%, because you did not inform us. If it was something like that, then you should have told us that this is the target for this year. Okay, so we could have planned our activities, we would have worked in the same manner. Okay, we just thought that this is the turnover, okay, and we need to just increase it. So you see that increasement is there, but you are questioning that it should have increased by 10%, so you should have told us in the beginning. So the company did not have any planning, that's why it happened, right? Okay, so planning gives direction to the employees. Okay, the organization cannot blame the employees unless they do planning and give them guidance. Okay, so planning gives guidance to the employees so that they can move in the same direction. Understood? Now let's move on to another point. So the next point is planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Uncertainty means we are not sure what is going to happen in future. What is going to happen next day, next moment, next hour, next year, next month. That is uncertainty, right? Okay, so maybe possible some kind of positive change is going to happen in the environment, or maybe possible some negative change environment is going to bring, right? Okay, so if we do planning, then we can reduce this risk of uncertainty. Okay, there is a risk of uncertainty, right? Uncertainty means if anything goes wrong regarding our organization in the environment, then how we are going to survive, right? So planning somewhere helps to cope with this problem. Okay, how? Because when a group of people sits to think over it, they do forecasting, they do anticipation of the future courses of action. They just do the analysis of the business environment, keeping in the mind the strength and weaknesses of their organizations, okay, and their anticipation, forecasting and analysis somewhere works, right? Okay, they just prepare their organization so that it can handle the coming challenges if they exist, right? So what planning is doing, see, the risk of uncertainty, if we talk about the uncertainty, this uncertainty cannot be eliminated completely, because nobody is God, nobody knows what will happen the next moment, but with the proper planning one can be prepared for that. Okay, like that you can easily understand if the weather is becoming cloudy, you think that it may rain, then you carry raincoat or umbrella with you, so that if it rains you can save yourself, right? But you will be prepared for the rain only in the situation when you analyze the environment, okay, and when you have the resources. Understood? Similarly, in the organization, the analysis of the business environment has to go on. The board of directors, managers, whoever is responsible for planning, they need to sit together and make plans after doing the analysis of the business environment, so that they can be prepared for anything. Maybe possible that they can expect a few more competitors this year in comparison to last year due to some certain change in the environment. So for fighting the competition, what strategies they are going to follow? Okay, because maybe possible what product they are producing at some price, their new competitors start selling the same product at some reduced price. So how they are going to overcome it? If they have anticipation of such things, then they can be prepared today for handling that when it comes in actual. Okay, so what planning does? Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Okay, we become a bit informed about the future and prepared about that, right? So that we can handle in better way. Understood? So this is all about this. Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Now let's move on to another point of importance. Okay, the another point of importance is planning promotes innovative ideas, right? Okay, see, when a group of people sit together and they just do some mental exercise, when they try to find out some new solution in some better way, if they try to find out some new method of production, new technology, new way of marketing, whatever. Okay, when they think over it, then what happens? It results into creative and innovative ideas. They may get thousands of new ideas, and out of those ideas, if one is workable, then the game can change, right? Okay, it's all about the ideas which make a business popular and successful. If you have the idea, then you can run your business successfully, you can achieve your target, whatever you set, but only by setting the target and not having the innovative ideas to complete those or to achieve that, you are not going to do that. Fine. So under planning, what happens? The innovative ideas and creativity comes out. Okay, and when the creative and innovative ideas are there, if one of those ideas comes into existence, when it is given concrete form, then what happens? It leads to growth and prosperity of the organization, right? So planning involves thinking, and only by thinking new ideas, innovative methods, business ideas, okay, and uniqueness in the operating activities can be developed, and that is very much important if you want to survive in the market. So planning, what it does, it promotes innovative ideas. Fine. Now let's move on to another point of importance. Let's see what is that. So the next point is planning establishes standards for controlling. Okay, when I taught you the 5 functions of management, the last function is the controlling, and I explained you controlling means comparison of actual performance with the standard performance. Okay, or we better define it, comparison of actual performance with the predetermined standards. And these predetermined standards, when these are set, these are determined or set in planning, right? So for exercising the function of controlling, we need a base, we need already set standards, and these standards are set in planning. I explained you that in planning objectives are set. These objectives are nothing but these standards. Okay, so when the controlling function is exercised, then the standards or objectives set at the time of planning are compared with the actual performance, right? That whether the goals and objectives were achieved or not. If the standards are matching with the actual performance, it means the goals are achieved. If the actual performance is lower than the standard performance, it means that the goals are not achieved. Okay, the example I have just given you, the targeted turnover was something else. Okay, the target was there, I just write down once again. The company had the turnover which was targeted They targeted for 10 crore turnover and they targeted for 2 crore profit. And what was the result? They got more than 10 crore and they got more than 2 crore. Okay, so this was the standard set at the time of planning. Okay, and this was the actual performance. Okay, in controlling, what we do, we just compare actual performance with the standard performance. Only then we come to know that we achieved our objective. But I gave you the example of the another organization which did not have the planning. Okay, they achieved some target, but they do not have any base to compare, right? So they cannot say whether they have achieved their target or not. Okay, they are going in the correct direction or not. Fine. So planning gives basis for controlling. If you really want to exercise the function of controlling, you will have to have the standards for that, and these standards are set at the time of planning. So now we can understand that in the absence of planning, controlling function cannot be exercised at all. Right? There is no point of controlling if you do not have the predetermined standards. Understood? So that is why also planning is important. Okay? Now let's move on to another point. Fine? So the another point is planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Overlapping, what does it mean? It means one act is being performed by more than one person. However, it was supposed to be done by a single person, but in the absence of any correct information, more than one person are doing the same job. So this is known as overlapping. Okay. Or you can say that the job of one person is being intervened in the job of the another person. This is also known as overlapping, right? Okay, wasteful activities means in organization so many wasteful activities are done. Okay, so if you really want to reduce them, eliminate them, control them, then you'll have to do planning. Okay, so planning helps out, like it is written, planning helps in reducing overlapping and wasteful activities. How? I just give you one example for that. Because in planning, everything is clearly stated. Goals and objectives are stated. Okay, it is very much clear what the organization is going to achieve. Okay, it is very much clear then who will do what, right? So when everything is clear, then this information gives clarity to all the employees, and it also establishes coordination between the individuals, divisions, departments, and in the entire organization. So this coordination somewhere helps out to reduce the wastage of the activities, right? Okay, the activities are not wasted, overlapping of the job is not done, okay, just because of planning. So planning helps out. Okay, planning helps in avoiding confusion, misunderstanding, misconception, unclarity. Okay, because when you are informed about something, then you know what to do, right? Then there is no case of misconception and misunderstanding. Let me give you one example. Say for example that I just tell all of you, okay, that tomorrow you need to arrange a function at my place, right? Now you all have to arrange it. Okay, now do whatever you want. Okay, now what happened? Many of you thought that for arranging a function, decoration material is required. Then 5 of you brought decoration material, right? However, if one person could have brought it, that was also sufficient. Okay, now 5 of you thought that music system will be required at the time of function because microphone will be needed, speakers will be needed, so 2 person arrange that. Okay, however, 1 person was sufficient to arrange it, right? Okay, and some of you thought that when we arrange a function, people will be coming, then there will be requirement of water. Okay, so 3 of you arranged water facility. Fine. However, 1 person could have done that job. And there were a few jobs in which nobody could have thought. Okay, like arranging the chairs for the people who are going to attend that function. Okay, like lighting facility, okay, like what will be there for fooding, fine. So many other activities were left, and so many people did the same activities. And how it happened? It happened because I just gave you information immediately. I did not do planning, or I did not give you time for planning, right? Okay, the same situation could have been better if I have given you information a few days before, okay, or I should have met, or I should have sat along with you all and discussed the plan, and then division of the activities could have been done. We could have finalized the objectives. So many things could have been planned, right? But it was the unplanned one and the chaos happened. Understood? This is the very simple example by which you can understand how important the planning is, right? Planning plays very important role. Okay, it reduces the overlapping and wasteful activities in the organization. You can understand the importance of this point. Why? Because I just asked you to arrange a single function. That was the single day event, but the organization is going to suffer a huge loss. Okay, the bigger the organization, the more loss it is going to suffer if they do not do the planning, right? So that is why planning is important, okay, in reducing the overlapping and wasteful activities. Understood? Now let's move on to another point. So the last point of importance of planning is planning facilitates decision making. Okay, this point was there in feature as well. Decision making. See, we have already learned that in planning what happens, various alternative courses of actions are found out to complete a task, right? Okay, and then out of those alternative courses of action, one best course of action is selected, okay, on the basis of evaluation. All the alternative courses of actions are evaluated and analyzed, and after that the best one is selected, okay. And this selection of the best one is what? Decision making. And that decision making involves rational thinking and experience. Okay, so planning somewhere helps you to take a right decision, because if you have information about that particular event already, when you have done some planning for that, then you can take a better decision. All of a sudden, if a situation comes before you, then you hesitate in taking the decision, you get confused, you have various thoughts like lest you should take a wrong decision. Fine. So if you are already prepared for something, then you can take better decision. That is why it is written here that planning facilitates decision making. All of a sudden what will happen? The problem will be there. Understood? Okay, I just give you one example related to your life so that you can understand pretty well. Okay, now when you were there in 10th standard, right? Okay, so you knew very well that after passing 10th, you'll have to make a choice of streams. Okay, whether you choose science, commerce, arts, or any other stream which is available, but I think 3 are available in India right now, okay, in 11th standard. So when you were there in the 10th standard, okay, and you did not appear for the final examination, already you thought about it, you started having discussion with your seniors, with your elders, with your parents, with your teachers. Okay, you evaluated your performance. Okay, you just inquired about the career options with all those streams. Okay, then you matched it with your passion. Okay, then you reached over some conclusion that after passing 10th, I should be choosing this particular stream. Understood? And somewhere you were thinking about your 10th result as well, that if I am going to get good marks in science, then I have made my plan, I am going to choose science stream in 11th standard. Okay, maybe possible that you have made another plan that in maths, if I have got good marks, okay, I have so many plans related to commerce, then I am going to choose commerce. Or you may choose arts also if you have some other plan in that case, right? So When you pass out your 10th and you need to take admission, then you will not hesitate in taking the decision of stream, right? Why? Because already you have finished the planning work. Okay, but now let's compare the situation of another student who did not think about it at all, that what stream he is going to choose after passing 10. He just appeared for 10th examination. Now he is going to take admission in 11th standard, and now he is confused. He is moving here and there. Okay, now time is very less. Okay, because admissions are going to get closed very soon. So now he's inquiring the people, he's running here and there, and he's very much confused. He's taking tension whether I should take science, commerce or arts. And in haste, sometimes a student takes wrong decision, right? So the same happens in the organization as well. When an organization is already prepared for some certain events, because they can see in future these certain kind of event can be there, I have these many choices, so what best method on the basis of the available facts I can choose. Okay, so they are prepared about it, and whenever the particular event comes, then they are ready to take decision easily. Okay, they do not hesitate. So that is why it is the point of importance here. Planning facilitates decision making. Understood? So friends, this was all about this topic today, the importance of planning, right? So I hope you must have enjoyed this. Very soon I am going to come with the another video. Very soon I am going to come with the another video on the limitations of planning. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.